Hello, hello, welcome back to a spiritual download. Today we're looking at what is enlightenment, specifically, how can enlightenment impact your actual daily life? Well, it's here. It's this. Everything you've ever been searching for in your life, all of the happiness that you can ever imagine. Imagine total bliss, perfect bliss. That's this. That's this life. That's you. You are absolute, beautiful, loving this life, this enlightenment. This breath is you. This universe is for you to awaken to the fact, to the feeling, the sentiment that you are it too. You are it. I am it. You are it. We're all it with a capital I. It, this. We're all this love, this one love. So breathe into that. Laugh into it. Feeling it in your heart. This is what we are. Absolute, unbounded, limitless, infinite okayness that is already perfect. It's already here. It's already this life. It's in your body right now. It is your body right now, this awakening. Maybe you feel your hands. This is awakening. Feel your face. This is awakening. Your breath is awakening. Your thoughts are pointing you towards what you truly are, even. Well, that's tough too, right? Our thoughts seem to be a distraction. But your thoughts are included in this absolute beautiful life. It doesn't matter whether you're thinking too much or your mind has stopped. You are that love. We are all that love. And I am with you in this trajectory toward back to this. The going to come back. The loop of being here and always have been here in enlightenment. Awakening is what you've always been. So it's time to claim. It's time to be it. It's time to know in your heart, in your body, in your breath, in your mind, that we are awakening. We are enlightenment. These processes. But now it's time to feel it. Now it's time to live it. Now it's time to be it. Be love. Be awakening. Be peace. Be you fully. Kind of a preview is I'm going to make a video about what absolute love or what love is, because God wants you to be your absolute expression of what you've always been, what you've always were meant to be. And that's your greatness. That's your bliss. That's your happiness. That's your love. We tend to think that we don't deserve it. That's really sad to think about. I don't deserve absolute love from God. This is a thought. This is a feeling that we have that is limiting us from being in union with God. As in God, as God. God is this right now. Here right now for you, as me, as your room, as outside, as a snowy winter night, as a sunny, warm summer day, as you read a poem, as you listen to music. All of it is pointing for you to wake up. All of this life is for you to wake up. That's the point. Wake up to the fact that you're life. You are life. That's what we're doing together. We are one. I'm wearing my Bob Marley shirt. One love. One love, one mind, one consciousness, one this. But maybe we don't feel it. But that's part of the journey, is feeling not like you're that. Part of the lesson for God that God gave us is to learn about what it's like to not know, what it's like to not be God, what it's like to be a human that's imperfect, what it's like to suffer. Our suffering is teaching us to be all of this. Suffering is teaching us how to be this. God is learning along with us how to be in heaven right now. Bringing heaven, that idea of heaven, this is even better than heaven. This is 100 million times better than heaven. This life that you are right now, your body, your mind is 100 million times better than what you think heaven is. Because it includes suffering, because it includes pain, because it includes death. The death is made of so much love. Death is imbued with so much beauty, peace, love, learning. Because death is part of life. And life is actually timeless. There has only ever been this moment. So your past is an idea that you have right now. Your future is an idea that you have right now. Your birth is an idea that we as a society created. Your death is going to be something that is an idea. It's impossible to actually end. There's no such thing as anything beginning, and there's no such thing as anything ending. It's all this. It's all this. How do I know? Well, my words that I'm using right now are not, the words are not what this is. The words are not, what I'm saying is not what I'm trying to point you towards. Okay? But I'm going to try to do my best. So yesterday it was a beautiful day outside, and I just went walking around, mindfulness meditation, and had a few insights using human words. So trying to bring this idea of, or not the idea, being this is so beyond words that it's actually kind of funny that we even attempt to do it. But we as humans, there's no other way to do it. There's no other way besides trying to communicate it using words to point back to us. I'm opening up on my laptop now what I wrote down. I'm actually just going to read it from my phone. So first, greatness. Imagine your absolute greatness. What is the greatest version of who you are? Greatness is already there. Your greatness and the greatness is already there for you. So your dream in life, that is God's love. God wants you to be great. God wants you to express yourself. Everybody wants you to express yourself. Find the courage. Find the courage in your heart to be you. We need you to be you. I need you to be you. I'm trying to be myself too. It's not easy. I'm here with you. It's not easy being yourself. But that is the most selfless thing to do, is to express your greatness. We need you to be you. Your family needs you to be you. Your partner needs you to be you, not any idea. So what you perceive as your greatness is greater than that. It's God's love is there for you in the so-called future, but also here in the ever-present right now. Next. It's this. Everything you ever wanted, everything you can imagine is this. And it's unencumbered, meaning it's unstoppable. This is already here, unstoppable, unencumbered by yourself, your own self-doubts. So your self-doubts is limiting you to your greatness, right? I doubt myself too. I don't think I can do it. But I'm trying. I am. How do we be ourselves? Is be with God. in God as God. So this love is unencumbered by your own self-doubts. So it doesn't matter if you doubt yourself or not, it's still this. And that this cannot be, your doubts that this cannot be perfect. So we have doubts that this life is not already perfect. It seems with our suffering that life isn't perfect. That's from our own little perspective, our own tiny little ego personality perspective, that it's not good for me. This is the definition. This is going to be the definition of suffering. The definition of wrong is believing that you aren't God, believing that you aren't perfect, believing that we are suffering. The idea of suffering is different than the actual experience of suffering, because dive into that suffering, right? Dive into it. What is it? What is suffering? I'm asking you, not as an answer. I'm asking you to feel. Feel into your suffering. What is it made of? What is your suffering made of? Your fear. What is your fear made of? Have the courage to not have that idea like, I'm going to die. You're going to be okay. And even if you die, you're going to be okay. Because we're all with you. We're all here with you. Forever. Forever right now. We're here with you. I am here with you. No matter what body I'm in, personality, whether I'm in a good mood, bad mood, whether I'm alive or dead, I'm here with you. Because we are inherently connected as this, in this. So this, what is it? It is the already is perfect before anything sensed by your ego. That's what this is. I'll read that again slowly. I put it all in hyphenated because I made it into one word. The already is perfect before anything. And you can put this in parentheses, anything sensed by your limited self. So it's already here perfect. That's what this is. The already is perfect. It already is perfect. There is nothing. So what I mean is there is no like idea that we can think of that would make this not this than this already is. This is a little bit confusing. There is nothing, there's no idea that you can think of that would make this not this than this already is. Also, there is nothing that needs to be taken away from this to be this. So there is nothing that we can that we need to add, and there's nothing that we can take away for this to be already perfect. And what this is, what actually is this? Yes, it's already perfect, but in that perfection there is a movement. It's not a nothing perfect. Yes, that's an aspect of it, is the nothingness, is the unmanifested pure thisness. That's part of it. However, what it is for us as humans is to explore our own consciousness, our own awareness of self, our own selves, and the grand self, the self that we all are, the one love, the one mind. And that exploration, that's what you are in your self-expression. Your dharma, your path, is exploration of expression of what you are, who you are. And we don't know. Only you know who you are. I don't know. I'm trying to remember who I am. It's a remembering, it's a reminder of our own inherent perfection. That's what this life is reminding us what we already are in our perfection. I am trying my best to remember. One of the main things for that is slowing down. With COVID-19, we have the opportunity to slow down. Slow back down and return to our heart, the return to one love, the return to this synchronicity that is our life as one mind, the mind of God. This life is the mind of God. We're making this together. We're creating this together. One mind. One mind. If you have any questions, make sure that you can type it in here on the live chat. I'll try my best to answer or respond. The idea is being exactly who you are already. Because when we're growing up as children, we know in the back of our minds, in the back of our hearts, that we are perfect. But sadly in our society, growing up in society, its job is to teach you to survive and kind of forget about your perfection. That's what school is for. That's what growing up, going to church, family dinners, family vacations. A lot of that is teaching you how you're actually not yet perfect. It's the attempt to create something that you deep down you know you're not. You know it. When you go to your 9-to-5 job, you know that it's not it. It's not it. The stress that you have, the pain in your heart, the overwhelming feeling, that tiredness and that deadness, that feeling of I feel dead, even though it's like a dream. It's like you wake up, you feel dead, you drink your coffee, that makes you feel good for 10 minutes, and then it just makes you even more stressed. I'm telling you because that's what I've been doing for a long time. Waking up and right away in the morning, right away forgetting what I just experienced in that 9 hours of sleep. Maybe a good exercise. I don't know any. Probably dream journaling is probably a good thing. Or lately I've been jumping into the bath right away in the morning to get warm. I feel cold when I wake up. I jump in the bath and get warm and listen to music, and just try to be. I've been trying to continue what I just experienced in those 9 hours of sleep. That's kind of hard. It tends to go away as soon as you open up your laptop and check those emails. It tends to go away as soon as you start drinking coffee sometimes, man. It starts to go away as soon as we start judging ourselves. As soon as we look at ourselves in the mirror in the morning, I encourage you not to look at yourself in the mirror less through judgment and much more frequently as astonishment. Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Looking at yourself, feeling your beauty, no matter what you look like. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what you look like because it's all this one love. But also be honest. Be honest with how you feel about yourself. You might have that inner dialogue. Like for me, I think my nose is, I've always thought my nose is a little bit too big. That's fine. You know, I've been skinny. I've always wanted to be more muscular. I don't need to be muscular though. I don't need to be. I really just want to be myself. For you guys, for all of you, I want to be honest with how I express. I want to live in honesty in my expression of who I am. And I really, really want you to do that too. When we communicate, when you watch my videos, when I'm giving videos, I guess I don't really know what I want, but out of this channel, I don't really know why I make videos. I don't know why I have this deep, profound desire to connect with you guys, to share myself, share my mind, share my heart, share my experiences, and share what I experience right now. Share my struggles, but also share my triumphs. They seem to be very similar. My struggles, my deepest struggles in life were huge triumphs. My depression in high school. Some of my experiences of feeling like I'm going to die. Living in another country alone. Man, the loneliness that I've felt in this life, man, runs deep. I always thought I was alone. But I know that you guys are there with me. Because I want to be there for you in this one love. All right, so let's just kind of calm down here as I end the video. Returning to your breath and returning to your body. Asking God, He, She, It, to guide us. Whatever that may look like for your life. That might look like you losing your job. That might look like you losing your apartment. That might look like running out of toilet paper. Or it might look like you get hired on that dream job of yours and you start just killing it at work, making people smile, expressing your thoughts, expressing your feelings, making money. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. You know, fortunately, I come from a family. I come from when growing up, you know, mostly middle class America. But then, you know, starting in junior high school, my dad got a few promotions and ended up being more growing up in the upper middle class. So fortunately for me, I have a strong financial basis. So there's not a strong need for me to try to make a lot of money for myself. So, That's white male privilege. Yeah, I have so much privilege. When I watch documentaries about how, because I'm a social studies teacher, so I watch a lot of documentaries about people in India, people in Africa, and I've traveled to these places. I've had the privilege of seeing how all of our brothers and sisters live on this earth. To be honest, um, I would say for an average 28-year-old American, I probably know more than the average about how human beings work and function in this whole world. Um, so, um, so I see the triumphs and the suffering of all of us. I'm not saying I understand it completely, but that I want to share my knowledge. That's why I became a teacher. That's why I became a teacher, a school teacher. But now I know that that's what I want to do here. I want to be a teacher but also a student. I want to be a student teacher. That's what we should all strive to be, is to be student teachers of life. All of us together, one community. Some of us might have more experience, maybe a little bit more wisdom than others, but that does not mean that those people are better than the others who maybe are living their 9 to 5 family dinner, drive to work, barbecue on the weekends, those types. But that might be you too. How can we come together and see the mutual benefit of our lifestyles? And I'm seeing, living in America as someone who is just, I really deep down, guys, to be honest, all I really care about is philosophy and spirituality. I want to survive and thrive. So, I want to have a job. I want to serve. But my service is being myself, and my talents and interests is this channel, this philosophy, spirituality, and exploration of consciousness, exploration of love. I've been crying a lot. And I don't know why, just like thinking of people. I read a thank you card from my really good friend for being in his wedding. And just reading the card, I started crying because I could feel how much he loved me. And then for the other day when I was just taking attendance, looking at my students' names, and they're all home, and we no longer are building community in the classroom. And I was just reminded, just reading their names, about how beautiful they are. Their kindness, and they're just so honest in themselves, but they also are so lost. And our society does not have much support for teenagers. And I can tell you that because I experienced deep depression when I was 16, 17. So if you're 16, 17 and feeling that deadness, if you're 16, 17 and feeling that deadness, I'm here with you. I have gone beyond that. There's a comment on the chat. Hey man, good to see you. Good to see you too. So did I. Most of us. If you haven't had that dark night of the soul, maybe that's not your path. I don't know. I don't know if we all need to go through depression, but for me, I can tell you that I needed to dive into depression to learn about how deep does this sadness go? How deep does this feeling of loneliness go? And man, it goes deep. It goes to the core of exactly what you are. But here's the key, or here's the insight. We need to dive into that depression and see that at the end of that tunnel, it's love. At the end of all the tunnels of suffering, you get to the end of the tunnel, that dark, black tunnel. In the end, you come out and it's a beautiful white light with the sun shining, birds chirping, children laughing, people riding bikes. Right now I have this image in my mind in Ecuador. My favorite place in Ecuador, which I want to return to, is called Baños de Agua Santa. Baños, which means bathroom in Spanish, but really what that means, Baños de Agua Santa, means like, in the Catholic Church, they pour water on your forehead to baptize you. So they're talking about that water because there's cascades and waterfalls all over that place because it's like this ravine that digs into the Andes Mountains because Baños, Ecuador, is not in the highest part of the Andes, like where I lived in Quito, but so that river descends. It's about 1,000 meters lower than where I lived in Quito, which was, so I don't know feet because I lived there. So Quito is like 3,000 meters. Baños is 2,000 meters. And then that water streams down into the Amazon rainforest to the east part of the country in Ecuador. So what makes Baños amazing is there's like 11 tunnels as you're driving along the highway, and down below you have the ravine where people can go do fun outdoor activities, the things that tourists do. But why do I love Baños? There's the painting right there of Baños that my mom painted me. Freedom. I stayed there for like 6 days straight by myself at a backpacking place. I met people from all over the world. I kind of had like a 5-day romance with this girl from Barcelona. We would speak Spanish and English together, and we went hiking. I did this same hike every day from the bottom, from the village, and hiked up it's probably 1,000 meters straight up to the La Casa del Árbol, which means the treehouse. So I would hike up there. It would take about 3 hours to get up there, and then an hour and a half back down. I want to do that hike right now. Unfortunately, guys, when I lived in Ecuador, I didn't have a camera. I thought it was too dangerous to carry technology with me, so I literally just lived in Ecuador. I just experienced it, and now it's who I am. My experience of Ecuador for that year, teaching English, traveling, that's what I am. And so that's what I'm trying to show it to you guys. I don't have photos, but this freedom, this love that I am, that's because of Ecuador. If you've never traveled outside the United States, I'm sorry. That makes me sad, actually, because in other cultures, my really good friend Johnny Boy, he lived in Africa. There's something special. I mean, there's something special about America too, and we're bombarded by consumerism and capitalism and shit like that. Excuse my language. But when you go to like Latin America or Africa or India, There's something there that you just can't understand if you've never been outside America. You might get glimpses of it here and there, you know. If you've never been outside of America and you want to kind of understand what I mean, um, just watch a bunch of documentaries about other places around the world with an open mind and an open heart, and listen from your heart. And don't judge. Americans tend to judge because they think that they're superior to everyone else. We live in the greatest country in the world. Make America great again. Okay? The world is great. America is great? Yes. But America is great mostly because of materialism. It's really easy to survive and thrive in America, but not spiritually, not philosophically, not in love. All right, so there's another comment here. I often think about our ancestors. Yeah, that's really important. I thought about that too, because I live in the town that my grandpa lived in for a long time, and I was driving yesterday, and I noticed that like I was driving on the street that my grandpa would have that he drove on more than like, hundreds of times, I imagine, to go to church. So then, you know, I started thinking about my grandpa and just kind of feeling into his soul. He was a really, really kind-hearted man and really smart. He was a math professor. But then I also thought, like, wow, his love was gifted to me. His life was, the purpose of his life was love, giving life to others. That's what all of our lives are. What I mean by the ancestors is my grandpa was living. Now he's an ancestor because he's passed. But that's everybody. That's the human history is our family. I can tell you this because I teach world history. Unfortunately, I can't talk about this in public school. Like, guys, all of this class is going to be about love. Okay. So the comment is, I often think about our ancestors and how many we truly have that have walked the earth before us. Their experience, their consciousness, their emotions. Yeah. And we all need to travel more. Unfortunately, with COVID and with needing fossil fuels to travel, I encourage you to do one big trip. If you have the opportunity to fly in an airplane to India or Africa or Latin America, I encourage you to try to just do that once. Because, man, like I also thought about the animals and the plants that we as humans are killing. The way that we grow food for each other. You know, I've heard that the way that we eat is with all these like combines. You know, even if you eat vegan, where do we get our food from? Is from these gigantic combines that harvest, and what lives in those cornfields is little fawns, little does, little deer. So farmers are talking about all these animals that they're killing as they're using their combine to harvest all of the corn that we eat. This world is changing fast. Man, it used to be full of elephants, monkeys, birds, beautiful flowers, wild grasslands, wild forests, untouched by us. And then we get here and we turn it all into corn so that we can sit in our comfortable homes and watch Netflix. I really want you to feel this. Okay, that's what we're doing right now, here in this video right now. What we're doing is, yes, we're spreading love, but we're also killing plants and animals on this channel. I'm using fossil fuels to upload this video, to shoot this video. I had to buy a laptop and a cell phone. Where did all those materials come from? From our Mother Earth, our mom. We're killing our own mom because we're lost. We're continuing to get more lost in this consumerism. We're continuing to get more lost in this mentality of, I can do it myself. I should do it myself. I don't need help. Man, we all need help. What help is love as community. The Sangha, Sangha, spiritual community. The Sangha. That's my goal, is to first be myself. Second, live in the Sangha. Serve the Sangha. Serve Earth. Serve the universe by being myself, by loving myself. The greatest thing that you can do for us is for you to love yourself, for you to accept everything about yourself. Accept it all. Everything. Allow it all in. Allow it all out. Everything. Everything is great. Everything is amazing. No matter if you're suffering, no matter if you're feeling pain, dive into it. Dive into that depression, that resistance. Okay, I was trying to answer a question on my previous video with Jackson and Allison. If you notice, the question is about resistance in the middle of the video. I misinterpreted the question. I didn't really understand. I never had thought about the idea of resistance in spirituality. If you listen to their answers, I was just humbled. I was like, wow. Like, I need other people to express themselves, to express what they experience, for me to learn too. Like, I had no idea about resistance and spirituality until that conversation with Allison and Jackson. And that really humbled me. You know, I gave this answer, you know, a lot of it was from what I learned from other teachers. You know, that's why I want to be honest with you guys about what I experienced. But it's also like the teachings are so important to learn. So I kind of want to be this a mix of like a philosophy teacher, spiritual teacher, but also just like myself. I just want to be myself. I just want to be your friend. Like, I just want to be your friend. I want you to be my friend. Food is so true. Food is community. Disconnecting us in America from where our food comes from is dangerous. It's dangerous for animals, plants, and ourselves. Like, we're so disconnected from our food. It's so important to love the food that you're eating. I had this conversation with my friend yesterday. Like, he's like, yeah, I had this realization. I just downed this burrito. And then I realized, like, my body's amazing because I just have to put this burrito in my body and then it becomes myself. Like, the hairs on my arm come from the food. And what is food is love. As it says here, food is community. So what you're literally made of us. We're made of each other. We're made of stars. I don't know if you guys have seen the show Cosmos on Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, there's a lot of beautiful shows on Netflix too. I'm not anti-Netflix. I watch Our Planet. And then in college, I watched Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson. So good, so good. You know, I watch some funny shows sometimes, but most of the things that we watch, guys, is just a fucking waste of time. Go outside. Turn off. We also watch too much YouTube. Like, I watch too much YouTube, probably. I have attachment. I have kind of like a subtle addiction to YouTube. I'm always watching spiritual teachers. I'm always trying to find that next guided meditation. What's that next meditation that's going to bring me there? It's like, well, it's always here. It doesn't matter like what guided meditation I find. It's always just here. So food is good. Community is good. It's all good. If there's no more questions, just take a deep breath. Maybe close your eyes, soften your eyes. Feel that you are deeply in your body, but also your awareness stretches outside of your body, outside of your brain. I saw viscerally yesterday as I was walking in the prairie. Like, I am the earth. I am the sky. I am the sun. I can't explain that to you other than that. I am that consciousness. You are that consciousness. It's just a matter of being brave enough to overcome ourselves and be brave in this love. Be brave in this expression. So breathe into that. Breathe into your divinity. As my teacher, Craig Holiday, says, fully human, fully divine. Breathe into it. Breathe into your stomach deeply and profoundly. As the air goes from your mouth or your nostrils, and it traverses your heart into your belly. So inhale, going through your heart into your belly, and back out through your heart as you exhale. It's just that yin and yang. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Earth, sky, or Ham Sa. Ham Sa. So or So Hum. So Hum. Peace, love. I am. I exist. All right. So have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll catch you guys probably next week. Peace.